Hello students, in this video we are going to understand about synthesis, that is from chapter 7, and I assume that you are already familiar with most of the rules of English grammar, but I hope this video will also be helpful and will refresh whatever you have learned. So now let's begin with the lesson. Let's understand the meaning of synthesis. Synthesis means combining, joining or putting together, and when defined, the combination of two or more separate sentences into one new sentence is called synthesis. Synthesis is a way that makes simple, compound, or complex sentences by adding two or more simple sentences. So in this chapter, we're going to look at three ways how sentences can be formed into simple, compound, and complex. First comes the simple sentences, and I put a question here. What is a simple sentence? A simple sentence, sometimes called an independent clause, is a sentence that contains a subject and predicate and can stand alone as a complete thought. So what do we mean when we say independent clause? If a sentence is an independent clause, it need not depend on another sentence to complete its meaning. Like the example here we have, I went to the beach. So we have the subject, the verb, and plus the object. So by reading this sentence, we get the idea or understand the meaning behind this sentence. Under simple sentences, there are several rules or methods to combine or form simple sentences. We will see them one by one. Under this, there are 7 methods. Number A is by using adjectives. Adjectives, as we already know, are words that describe the noun or pronoun. The examples given here are also taken from your textbooks, so let's see them. Example number 1, a soldier had a horse. The soldier was brave. So when we examine these two sentences separately, each of these sentence or independent clauses gives a complete meaning. That means it can stand alone on its own. And when combined, a brave soldier had a horse. So what kind of soldier do we have here? Brave soldier. Example number 2. The traveler made many discoveries. They were wonderful. When combined, the traveler made many wonderful discoveries. What kind of discoveries? Wonderful discoveries. Number B. By using an adverb or adverbial phrase. We know what an adverb is, but what is an adverbial phrase? It's already given here. An adverbial phrase is a group of words that function as an adverb in a sentence. So it says, an adverbial phrase, it works the same way as an adverb, which means it modifies a verb, an adjective, or another adverb in the given sentence. The examples will make it clear to us. Example number 1, the sun set. Second, the children had not finished the game. When combined, the children had not finished the game by sunset. So the underlined words here are adverbial phrases. But when we remove, even if we remove these two words and we put a stop till the game, the children had not finished the game, it still makes a complete sense. So adverbial phrases not only describes the noun or the verb or another adverb, but it also gives extra information about the given sentence. Example number 2, the train was crowded. That is unusual. When combined, the train was unusually crowded. Number C is by using an infinitive. To plus main verb. That is the first form of the verb, like to eat, to sleep, etc. Example, she works very hard. She wants to succeed in life. When combined, she works very hard to succeed in life. So it is easy to identify the underlined words here is the infinitive and the main verb. Number D, by using a participle. We know a participle mostly ends in ed or ing, and a participle is formed from a verb and it modifies noun or noun phrases or other parts of the sentence. Example, turn to the right, you will find the bank. When combined, turning to the right, you will find the bank. So the verb here, turn, is changed to turning, adding ing. Number E is by using a noun or a noun phrase in a position. We know what a noun is, but what is a noun phrase in a position? Let's see. When we use two noun phrases next to each other in a clause and they refer to the same person or thing, we call this a position. The example will make it clear. Newton was a great scientist. He made many discoveries. We can see the underlined words here. The first noun is Newton, and the second underlined words here is a noun phrase in a position because it follows the first noun, giving more information about the first noun. Number F, by using a preposition with a noun or a gerund. So we know what a preposition is and also what a noun is. We also know what a gerund is, but for the sake of those who might have forgotten, let's see. Gerund is a verb form which functions as a noun ending in ing, the same as participle. Example number 1, he is poor, he is honest. So what is used here to combine the sentences? Preposition. In spite of being poor, he is honest. Underline word. Number 2, he made a promise, he kept it also. Besides making a promise, he kept it. So here, gerund is used to combine these two sentences, adding ing. And the seventh method under simple sentences is by using an absolute phrase. An absolute phrase is a group of words that modifies or give more details about the main clause. It says here it modifies or give more details or information about the main clause. But besides this, another thing to remember about an absolute phrase is that it has to depend on the main clause to make a complete sense. Let's see through these examples. The weather was pleasant, we went for a walk. So when it is combined, the weather being pleasant, we went for a walk. So the first underlined words is an absolute phrase, but when we separate from the main clause and only read the weather being pleasant, it does not give a complete sense. So it just describes the main clause or gives more information about the main clause. Likewise, in the second example, the sun set, we came in. The sun having said, we came in. Now we come to the second type of sentence, that is compound sentence. And what is a compound sentence? It is a sentence that has at least two independent clauses joined by a conjunction that have related ideas of equal importance. So there are 4 ways how two simple sentences can be combined into one sentence. We will see them. These simple sentences may be combined by using coordinating conjunctions. And coordinating conjunctions join together the clauses that are independent and are of equal rank. And there are 4 kinds of coordinating conjunctions. They are cumulative conjunctions, adversative conjunctions, alternative conjunctions, and elative conjunctions. Now let us see how compound sentences are combined using these conjunctions. Number A is cumulative conjunctions. So cumulative conjunctions add one statement into another, or in other words, it adds extra information. Given in the bracket are some cumulative conjunctions. Now the examples. Number 1, he is a musician, he is a painter. So these two separate sentences talk about the same person, where we can see the pronoun he has been used twice, but when it is combined into one sentence, the pronoun is used only once. And the shaded words in red are the cumulative conjunctions. He is both a musician and a painter. Likewise, in number 2, he is a fool, he is a knife. So when it is combined, he is not only a fool but also a knife. Number 3, Mona is guilty, Anu is guilty, no less. So here it talks about two different persons. Anu is no less guilty than Mona. So when we look at these examples, all the 3 sentences, one statement, it gives some more information about the other statement. Number B is adversative conjunctions. Adversative here means difference or opposite meaning. And adversative conjunctions, also known as contrasting conjunctions, are used to express opposition or contrast between two statements. In the bracket are some adversative conjunctions. Now the example. Number 1, he is poor, he is happy. So when we examine these two separate statements or sentences, it expresses different meaning. And when it is combined, he is poor, still he is happy. Number 2, she was annoyed, she kept quiet. Again here, these two statements are totally opposite to each other. She was annoyed, yet she kept quiet. Number 3, he fell down, he persevered. He fell down, nevertheless he persevered. Number C is alternative conjunctions. It suggests a choice between the two statements. That means how to express a situation of two choices by using the following conjunctions in the bracket. Example number 1, he must apologize, he will be punished. So in these two statements, a person is given a choice to do either of the two things, to apologize or be punished. Example number 2, he is not strong, he is not brave. He is neither strong nor brave. So the underlined words here are the alternative conjunctions. And number D, under compound sentences, this is the fourth conjunction, elative conjunction. It joins sentences in which one statement is inferred from the other. Inferred from the other, it means to form an opinion or guess that something is true because of the information that you have. Example number 1, he was found guilty, he was punished. Why was he punished? Because he was found guilty. So the conjunction or the elative conjunction therefore is used here. Number 2, he is weak, he cannot run fast. Why could he not run fast? He is weak because he is weak. So the conjunction so is used here. And now we come to the third type of sentence, that is complex sentences. And what is a complex sentence? It is a sentence that contains an independent clause and one or more dependent clauses. So these dependent clauses are also called subordinate clause, and subordinate clauses has to depend on the main clause to make a complete sense. They cannot stand on their own and they cannot make sense on their own. And below this, there are three ways how complex sentences can be combined. We will see them one by one again. Number 1 is by using noun clauses. A noun clause is a group of words which contains a subject and a predicate of its own and thus the work of a noun. So how does a noun clause work? We will see through these examples. Number 1, he told me that the film had been cancelled. He told me what? That the film had been cancelled. So noun clause can be introduced or started by the conjunction that. It's very easy to identify. In this sentence, the underlined words is the noun clause beginning with the conjunction that. In the same way, the second sentence, the sun rises in the east, this is obvious. That the sun rises in the east is obvious. So the whole underlined words is the noun clause. Therefore, it is a noun clause that does the work of a noun. Second is by using adjective clause. Adjective clauses also functions the same way as an adjective to modify the noun or pronoun in a sentence, but in adjective clause, it adds extra information about the noun or the main clause. So we will see through these examples. Number 1, my aunt met her niece. She is now a teacher. So in the combined sentence, the underlined words here beginning with adjective clause who is the adjective clause, which is giving some more information about that person or the noun. In the second sentence, you kept it somewhere, tell me the place. Tell me the place where you kept it. Number 3 is by using adverb clauses. Adverb clauses also functions the same way as an adverb does. It modifies or describes the verbs, adverbs, and adjectives, but it also gives extra information about the sentence. And an adverb clause can be placed at the beginning, middle, or even at the end of a sentence, depending where it sounds best. Now the examples. Number 1, the bell rang, the classes began. Here in the combined sentence, the first part of the underlined sentence beginning with the subordinating conjunction when is the adverb clause. Second, you will pass, work hard. And in the combined sentence, you will pass if you work hard. The subordinating conjunction if, that is the adverb clause. Number 3, he ran fast, he wanted to come fast in the race. He ran so fast that he might come first in the race. We have come to the end of the chapter, and as your assignment, complete exercise number A given in the textbook. Thank you.